Hi and welcome to episode number 7 of the So Luff house build. It's now week 48 of the build process, almost 1 year now. And since the last episode we shot here about 7 or 8 weeks ago, a lot's happened. Well, as you can see, we've gone from winter to summer here in the Midwest. So I'd love to show you around today. There's lots of exciting stuff happened on the outside and some big changes on the inside. Let's take a look. Thanks to friends and family and of course Nikki, we've continued to do a lot of clearing here on the exterior around the house, and we've been thrilled by what's been coming up this spring. As you can see, there's got some ferns, we've had some daffodils, we've got some irises coming up, so it's just really beautiful to see the surroundings come to life. And over here we've also had the propane tank come back. This was the original tank that was here, solid stainless steel, and it was from 1973, a good year. And they've basically just refurbished it, and it took us a bit of wrestling to get it up the hill here. This is a 1,000-gallon propane tank, weighs about 2,000 pounds, but with some bobcat experience, we managed to get it up and sat and trenched into the house. Other exciting things around the property, thanks to Art, my father-in-law, he built us a bat nursery. So hopefully we'll get some bats this year to eat all those nasty mosquitoes. As well as that, we created and built 2 bluebird houses, and at least one of them has got some residents in already. And I couldn't help myself. I've also started to build the other stone wall, dry stone wall at the front of the property, and that has taken quite a bit of time. So it may take a few more months to get that finished. If we turn our attention to the actual house now, what's been completed by Architectural Metals of Madison are these beautiful brushed stainless Pollock panels that frame the sail and go all the way to the bow of the building on the first and second levels. As well as that, the Amish have been back in town and they've completed the work on the siding, that beautiful equitone siding which runs now to the garage doors. And a few weeks ago, Hallenbrand were back in town and they've now completed those 2 massive skylights at the top of the building. And these sit just over the elevator shaft and over the atrium. And that floods with light, as you'll see in a moment, into the atrium. It looks beautiful. Architectural Metals again have trimmed out that very, very nicely. So thanks again to Hallenbrand and Architectural Metals for doing such an amazing job. Well, as you can tell, it looks a little bit different in here now. We have drywall. So what's happened over the past 7 weeks? There's been a number of things going on. First of all is we've fully insulated the building now. Now typically a building has insulation to a certain R level, that's a certain amount of insulation. Typically in walls, it's about 20. In the ceiling, it's about 40. In this building, what we decided to do was to spray closed cell foam. As well as that, we've overlaid that with new wool. And then for additional sound insulation in the ceilings and in the interior walls, we put fiberglass batt. Now, if you add all that up together, because closed cell foam and new wool, the R values are 6.5 per inch per closed cell and about 3.8 for new wool. So our R values for the walls are something like 30, and for the roof is something like almost 50. So if you add that amazing insulation together with the fact we are west facing with all glass, the fact we are built into the ground effectively, so we've got the heat sink effect, and the fact we've got the solar heating system as well as photovoltaics, this is going to be an incredibly efficient house. Obviously good for the environment, but also good for the wallet as well. Right, if you come with me, and we're going from the garage into the house now. Woohoo! There's no door yet. If you look up, that's actually the fiberglass batting. You can see it's in the ceiling as well. That's actually in all of the walls. Literally every nook and cranny of this house is tight. So coming into the mudroom now, you can see it's all framed out. It looks completely different. Back in the North Mechanical room, I firstly got to thank the builders because they probably think I'm completely nuts by drywalling a mechanical room and having all these things so neat and tidy, the pipework just perfect. But you know, hey, thank you very much, by the way, guys. So if we just go back out to the atrium now, and you can see that's all framed out, you can really start to get appreciation now of the two bridges connecting the lift or elevator, which should be going in the next couple of weeks, by the way. Going all the way up to the cross braces, all the way up to, as you can see, the sail elevating now, to the two beautiful skylights. And once this is all mudded and painted white, against that beautiful Douglas fir on the sail, it looks stunning. So coming up here onto the third level, I just want to stop here a second and point out we've also stained the glue lamps this darker shade to give us a really nice contrast between the white walls and the glue lamp beams everywhere in the property. But also pointing out what the builders have done, have put this nice black seam, this demarc between the two materials. Very, very crisp and just lovely detailing. Well, just imagine there are lift doors here. So this is the bridge, of course, and this level is also drywalled. Of course, they're going to spend the next 2 weeks what's called mudding in this country, which is basically the finish, which I've been finished on all this drywall. And under here, another exciting feature that's happened over the past couple of weeks is the Ipe decking has gone in on both the second level, and also it's going in, if we just see here on the corner here, it's going in on the third level as well. Just a beautiful hardwood from Brazil. And if you look right now, Tim Carpenter doing exceptional work here to fit the Ipe decking with invisible fasteners. How easy is it, Tim, to actually put this thing together?
You know, this is hardwood. It's very hardwood, and the clips are hidden fasteners. They slide into a slot, and they have to pre-drill every piece.
So
it's time-consuming, but it's beautiful wood, and
it is beautiful.
Yes.
And the deck below us is also finished now. We had a nice flyover with the drone yesterday to show that. Well, to finish up, I wanted to come outside again and show you the view we have looking west now with all the leaf of the beautiful trees in over the valley, and also to point out there's something missing. We used to have 2 power poles and power lines crisscrossing our site here, and it was pretty ugly. So now they are gone, and we've got a clean view down the hill, which is gorgeous. So thank you for watching this episode number 7 of the Sale of House. If you like this channel, subscribe, and if you have any comments at all or questions, please leave them and I will respond. Thank you again, and stay healthy.